Hi, everybody. Hi, Internet. My name is Todd, and we're going to be playing some actual play tabletop role-playing game, Dungeons and Dragons. We have been homebrew. We have been on the prime material plane. We have been all over the place, and now we have been to hell. Maybe back. We'll see where this goes tonight. All right, so I'm going to be the Dungeon Master, and you, Internet, get to play along with us. So if you're watching live on Twitch, we welcome suggestions, we welcome input. We do a plot point system. You watch, you cash them in, and we make it part of the game. So we can do suggestions, I'll call out for names. But if you get an idea, throw it into chat, and we'll do our best to make it part of our ongoing game. We are on episode, I think it's 55. 55. That's just bonkers. So I'm super excited. And we have been playing Descent into Avernus. All right, I think that's everything on my end. You guys don't need to hear me. You're here to hear these brilliant motherfuckers. All right, I don't know. Just getting hyped. All right. Hi everybody. Let's meet everybody. Go around the table and kick this thing off. So let's start it. I guess up here. Let's start up here with Gordon. How's it going, Gordon?
Oh, Gordon.
I should probably put you on the stream too. There you go.
All right. Playing the resident Shadow Sorcerer. Things are getting really interesting with confrontations with Zariel, potential offers, potential things to consider. How are we going to get out of here? How are we going to save Darmita's mom who has it going on? There's some serious stuff going on.
And amidst all of this, a city, a earth moat, is floating barely above the Styx, slowly being ratcheted down, filled with people.
Them too.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I guess
those guys.
we should be concerned about them.
I love how
I guess Fenris should be concerned
so
about them.
ambiguous. It's a city. Whatever. All right. So, thank you, Gordon. Let's keep going around the horn and meet Bela.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Bela. I play Darmita. She is a fallen Aasimar Gloomstalker Ranger. She's probably the most morally ambiguous of everybody here, because
that's a tight race.
Yeah, she really loves to kill things, and she's super good at it.
It is a talent. She does have a gift.
Yeah, if she were a rogue, it'd be her unreliable talent. But at last, she's a ranger, and she is in probably one of the worst places she could ever be in hell, with making deals and agreements with demons and devils, and her mom is an undead fallen deva who's possibly gonna turn on her tonight. Don't know. I've made an agreement with her that Benkuhm will kill her, and yeah, I'm also playing Benkuhm, who is Trent's character, but he can't be here because of life, and so he is a Goliath. No, he's a Goliath barbarian, right?
That's right. Goliath barbarian.
Yeah.
Straight
he's a Goliath barbarian, and he likes to rage a lot, and he likes to kill things too. So, and they're best friends.
Boat. Absolutely.
Boat. Yeah.
Speaking
of, that's that.
Sorry. Awesome. Speaking of people who couldn't be here, that was played by Trent, so unfortunately he couldn't join us, but I'm so happy he had a chance to reconnect with us after an absence, and that was a lot of fun, so thank you for that. We also have another person who couldn't be here, who is Jay, but he went missing a long time ago now, so it's all good. You know where he is, at least. He's in the dreamscape somewhere, by choice, but so that explains a few other people who are sitting at the table. Let's keep going around the horn. Darcy. Oh, other way. Darcy.
Hey, I'm Darcy. You can find me at twitch.tv/DarcyBits. I'm playing Henrietta Hen Pedersen, I guess the least morally ambiguous,
It's true.
since we're doing that. Would like to make sure we are aware that morally ambiguous does not mean evil; it means ambiguous. So you know,
Eh,
you
it
know.
could be either. Depends on
Yeah.
if their blood sugar level is good.
They
get-
so she's
when they get
she's
hangry,
a paladin
they get
with a
Freaking hangry.
penchant for the arts and hymns and the music of the church. I'm also playing Felicia Tatander, who is a Svirfneblin druid of the Underdark, deep gnome who just couldn't be tied down and wanted to see the world, and now she's in hell and couldn't be happier.
She's writing a book.
Yeah, it's time to move on to something
Lonely
new, of
Planet
course.
of
but
Avernus.
enjoyed her stay, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have a good reviews for the Infernal Rapture.
Best cottages ever.
It's true.
right
It's
along
true.
the sticks.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Always available. All right, and
Yeah.
that brings us round to Kudnai or Donnie. Who are you playing for us tonight?
I am playing Velvet. I am a Hengaikai Wolf cleric. I am old school. I come from the Oriental Adventures. And Darmita's mother brought me back from existence from before. So as far as the ambiguous, yeah, I'm kind of laid back trying to figure it all out, why she even brought me into this.
Well,
Other
you
than
came
to
fight
protect
demons.
Darmita.
Absolutely. Well, she's going to send somebody. Good healer's good to have when you're trying to keep your daughter alive. So I'm going to guess it probably had something to do with that. All right.
Oh, yeah.
And that brings us round the horn, which brings us over to... Let's dive in. Let's just do a real fast recap here. You've managed to get all the way through making deals, defeating enemies along the way, finding unlikely allies, and now you find yourselves in the Bleeding Citadel. I'm going to rewind time just ever so slightly. Well, the scab around the Bleeding Citadel has exploded apart, just sending various demons, folk, and devils just tossed to all corners of the area. And this beautiful temple, this celestial temple, is left untouched on the top of this small mountain in the plains of Avernus, with the Styx flowing nearby. You are inside this beautiful temple. You are looking at and discussing what comes next as you look at the beautiful blue encrusted blade of this glowing sun blade. This beautiful sword of Zariel sits before you on a temple, on a dais just embedded in the rock, waiting to be claimed. As the rest of you look around and take stock. Now, this is where we are. You have had certain offers to serve Zariel in a dreamscape just recently. Fenris having a chat with her in the dreamscape of Idle Glen, offering you all kinds of benefits and blessings and whatever you want to help Zariel in their blood war, the eternal war against the demons. All right, and with that, I think we're pretty much ready to dive in. Oh, I probably forgot something. All right. The temple lies untouched around you, but beyond that is just devastation. The mountain has been blown apart. The scab has been ripped off. The ground around the temple is this seeping wound. But the temple itself is unscathed. this strange celestial light beaming in through the windows, untouched, it's almost sourceless, as though a window into another world. And you all gather around this altar of sorts, the sword of Zariel, laying before you, waiting to be claimed.
So I didn't get it. I only got it in the dream.
Right. It's sitting there. It's ready to be claimed, if you wish. So you have to make that decision. You can also decide, what do you want to do with it once you've got it?
I mean,
Lulu
I guess I take
is
it
there.
then, right? Like, I thought I already took it, now it's gone.
Sorry, we're just rewinding time a little bit.
Because I was handed it by this, like, figment of Zariel.
Oh, that's
in the
true.
dream.
That was in the dreamscape, and now you've
Yeah.
popped out of the dreamscape, and you're standing in front of this temple,
Then I no
and
longer
it's
have it.
just
Okay.
in front of you. It was like you were holding it for a moment, and you're looking at this. Around you, your friends, your colleagues, Falurie, the Aarakocra monk, waiting, bird person, wings, and nervously looking about, flitting from shadow to shadow, as is their way. Benkuhm, this massive Goliath, hulking over Darmita protectively. Darmita standing next to Lulu, the old, crazy old man that you met back on the plane, material plane, and you've now revealed to be the Holophant, once the companion and servant of Zariel. What do you want to do?
Can I look to... First of all, I want to see if I can commune with my mother.
Roll a d6, please.
That's the first thing I want to do.
Absolutely.
So let's do that.
Yeah. And we ended with, like, a long in-character conversation.
Close,
I don't know if
but
that's
no cigar.
We did that.
happened
You've been
before
having
or
that
after.
conversation. Yeah, we just had to rewind about the claiming, because there's a little fine-tuning we had to do there.
Sure.
Yeah.
The sword is there. Ready. Are you? How did you do?
Close, but no cigar. I got a 4.
That is so close, but unfortunately no.
I need a 5 or a 6.
Your mother was nearby.
Yeah.
Outside. Could
Yeah.
not enter the temple, being
No.
fiendish in nature herself.
Can I figure out if we are somehow, if I know or if I believe we are somehow shrouded from wandering and all-knowing eyes in here?
You can do a religion or arcana check for me if you like.
I'm not proficient in either of those.
Cool.
So I'm gonna look at Hen and be like, Henrietta, I need to know if this structure we're in is secured from...
Prying eyes.
Yeah.
I suppose
And
it depends
ears.
on who you're talking about.
I'll
I'll make
any
that check
demon, any god.
in her stead.
Actually,
Is
I'd
there
ask
anything
both.
I need to know about the like physical space it required to get this sword? Like, am I climbing up something? Like, I'm looking at the
It's-
map and there's like a big dome or something. I don't know. Dais,
It's
maybe?
in this essentially in the center of it's a semi-spherical raised
Right.
dais, and then it's got these pillars in a few positions around it, making a ring around it. So it's relatively easy to just lean over and grab,
yeah,
or you
As
can
long as
climb up
that's
on.
the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some for one like
It's
walk
ever
on
so
it,
slightly
but
higher than eye level.
I
Standard.
would like to do it as previously described, where I'm not like wielding it by the hilt or by the handle. I am like lifting it and to hold, like not wield it, right? Like held by the blade, like you
Now,
would if
when
you
you
were
look at
transporting
this,
something.
the blade.
But I'll make that check first. I'll
Sure.
like glance around the space and be like, Good idea. I'll like look over at that light and be like,
Oh.
probably someone's got their eyes on us.
I
We'll
do
do an Arcana
remember.
check too.
Sorry, I do remember as well from the last game
In a natural 20.
that was brought up, and like I would have told you this, like, which maybe contributed to your nat 20. That I did believe there was some protection here because the sword had been hidden here for so long,
Right.
and they were not. They weren't able to find it, so yeah.
It appears
I'll have given you that information.
certainly demonic and to some extent devilish influences seem to be held at bay by these walls.
And I believe that is still the case, even now that the sort of dreamscape has faded away and the scab exploded. That still feels
Oddly,
true.
the dreamscape, which was essentially the doorway. So right across the doorway, when you entered, was this roiling fog. And when you stepped into it, it took you to Idle Glen. But when it ended and you kind of take a step and boom, you were at the edge of the room at that point. So that was a little unclear when we did that last time. So you are now in this large temple. Now you can see remains of the fiendish, the scab influence trying and beginning to seep into this room. But now that it's been exploded, most of that is just stain, and the rest of it is like, actually you're looking around and it's just devastation outside. The entire cave system that you crawled through is ripped
we can
open.
see it, right?
And bodies are strewn. You see the bodies of Belzul. Darmita, you suddenly realize...
But whatever was keeping the, like, scrying protection here, which is the important thing, not just no one's nearby, right?
You get the impression it is still secure. Although for how long...
But I would also,
maybe not.
and I believe you were about to say this before I cut you off, that is a devil, like a fiendish resistance, not a all-encompassing. Like, it is very possible that, like, there is divine sight here in some way.
Possibly, yeah.
All right, so at that, then...
You feel fairly secure.
Okay, Hen is getting the sword and doing all of that. I'll walk over to Fenris and catch Fenris's eyes. Probably easy to do. And
you stare at him in those golden ringed orbs.
Yeah, and I'll just look down at my satchel and open it for Fenris to look in. And if he does, he will see the eyes.
You see these shriveled, marble-like eyeballs that are almost the size of your fists. Celestial beings usually being large. And they are shriveled and blackened, but they still radiate this kind of pale blue light.
Gonna do an Arcana check to see what they do.
Absolutely. Let's get all those nat 20s out.
Let's get all the nat 20s out. Nat 20s everywhere. 26.
All right.
Nice.
Good job.
So exactly. You don't touch them, but you hold your hand over them. And being a sorcerer, magic is about feel as much as study. And your hand hovers over these, and you get this almost static shock. And you get these flashes in your mind of Zariel with eyes. Looking out over this little city that used to be devoted to her and that is now laid destitute. You saw a little snippet of it, Idle Glen, and it was devastated by demonic attack. And you can see, you get a flashback to something that she had seen prior. A planetar standing in front of Zariel. Zariel arguing and saying,
I must. They'll die without me.
And the planetar replying,
You are to watch.
You see Zariel cut again, flash forward, just refusing, watching the people dying and just screaming up into the sky, swearing.
I shall never just watch again.
And you see Zariel light the blade, hold the handle of this sunblade next to her face, their face, against the temple, just above the eyes. And this blade from behind, you see the blade ignite, and the eyes just get burned out of Zariel's head, clutching them in their hand and flinging them. Later, you see them saved, cut to villagers, saving them as a relic to be put in a statue. You understand that these orbs, once part of Zariel, were very much part of the Celestial rank in the armies of the Celestial. As a scout, as a watcher. And these eyes are almost a direct connection to the divine. What Zariel saw, Pelor knew. And so when Zariel went rogue, they couldn't keep it anymore. And to resist and symbolically shed it, cast out their own eyes in order to break ranks. You come back and your hand just tingles where it struck you, and you're just like, ooh. You know as well that Zariel's powers, as much as they are enhanced and made as an archduke, as an archdevil in charge of all of Avernus, their powers are almost unlimited. They're almost unable to be damaged. And there are a few tethers to the life that was before. And those tethers provide a way forward of weakening and making vulnerable. With these in your presence, or in the presence of their former master, the Zariel could become more vulnerable than they might otherwise be. Sorry, lower dump. Frickin' nat 20s. All right. Benkuhm leans forward and goes,
well, I guess we need that.
And goes reaching forward and grabs the hilt of the sword of
What are
Zariel.
What are you doing? Get out of here.
Goes to grab it and then just kind of stands stock still for a moment, and you can all hear this. And Benkuhm's like trying to move this thing, and it is locked in place. And you can see his muscles bulging, and you can just see him bite his lip, a surefire sign that he's raging, and just like he stands up on there, ungraciously trying to heave and pull the stone, pull it from the altar. It doesn't budge an inch.
While he's doing that, I'd say to Darmita that what you have is the last piece that we almost forgot about. And with all three,
we could put an end to this.
You're
and then I see it look over like at Benkuhm struggling with the sword.
By the way, how much damage did Benkuhm take?
He didn't actually take damage, but it's just you can all hear it resisting the movement. And Benkuhm is really trying, and you know how strong he is.
Yeah, Henrietta is shouting out to him. It's like, Benkuhm, what are you doing? Benkuhm, let go!
I'm getting the sword.
I'm gonna walk up
I was in the middle of that! can't believe you cut me off, Todd.
He steps
Rude.
down. It's okay. He steps down and he like smacks you on the shoulder in a kind of a friendly, jostling way. And says,
If I can't move it, you don't stand a chance. Good luck.
"What do you do, Henrietta?"
Would you mind if I try?
Yes, I would actually. That's my sword to defend and protect. I've made a promise. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna carry it.
We
through.
haven't really decided whether you should be having the sword.
Fenris, sit down.
You don't even know how to use it.
I pick up the sword.
So you step forward and you reach out your hand and you touch the blade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I try to lift it from the blade if I can.
Well, now we only have 2 of 3 things.
Well,
And
you're
I
about
do
to.
say that
Hold
out
on.
loud.
Nice.
Well, hold on. Let's see if he actually can get the sword. Picking up the sword in the dream is one thing. There's something holding Benkuhm back. So what's holding? There's something going on here.
Okay.
Henrietta,
A voice.
if you pull that sword, you better use it. As
As-
Henrietta is trying to like touch it.
As Henrietta steps up and lays hand on this, Lulu says, I remember now. All of it. Illigan was the last straw. We followed Zariel to Avernus, but the evil proved to be too much. Asmodeus appears and promised Zariel infernal legions to end the blood war, but she had to give the Lord of Nine Hells her fealty. She accepted and became an archdevil, but not before Nishida and I took her sword, hoping it would redeem Zariel someday. I gave up my magic and memories, and Nishida gave the last of her life to construct this place and protect the sword. You have faced many trials to reclaim the sword of Zariel. And I'm sorry, but you must face one more. The inscription on the dais says, in Celestial, the hero who becomes one with this blade exists no longer. Which of you is brave enough to draw the blade and be gone forever? And Henrietta's hand touches it.
Mm-hmm.
And draws it forth from the stone. You now
Hold
have...
on. There was no resistance to it. Like, does Henrietta know like the terms? Do you have to accept the terms?
The sword is willing to be... the sword is willing to choose Henrietta. It is an artifact. It is sentient, in a way. If you attune to this, you are transformed. Henrietta, do you want to risk that?
Do I have to decide now?
I'm afraid so.
Then yes.
With a cry, like... Henrietta, when she stepped up, was humming a favorite tune, a favorite hymn. And as she draws this blade forth, the tune echoes throughout the space, and then her voice is gone. So, you become a heavenly, idealized version of yourself, blessed with otherworldly beauty and a touch of heaven in your heart. Neither magic nor divine intervention can reverse this transformation. Your alignment becomes lawful good, if it wasn't already. You gain the following traits. You speak, write, and read Celestial? Well, duh. You're resistant to necrotic and radiant damage. Your charisma becomes 20 if it wasn't already. pretty much describing Henrietta already, I think.
Yeah, I got 2 charisma so far. I mean, I got resistances, right?
You sprout a beautiful pair of feathered wings, granting you a flight speed of 90 feet and the ability to hover.
Holy shit.
Your eyes become luminous pools of silver. You can see, in normal and magical darkness, invisible creatures and objects, detect illusions, and automatically succeed against them. You perceive the original form of any shapeshifter or those transformed by magic. You look over at Velvet and you can see this wolf. You also gain several new personality traits. I can roll randomly, or I guess you can pick if you'd like. The sword itself sheds bright light in 5-foot radius, dim light another 5. You immediately get this message from the sword. It communicates via feelings for the most part, instincts and feelings. And you get it is painful for fiends in the presence of this sword, even just being within the presence. And if you wish it to, the radius can extend even further than it is, up to 15. Obviously, it does. It's a sentient weapon, and you can sense emotion coming from this, a sense of duty, a sense of a singular focus. Your will is not entirely supplanted by the sword, but you are not yourself anymore. Darcy, I'll let you decide. Do you want me to roll these, or should I take a picture on a break and send them to you? The personality traits.
It's like a specific table.
The ideals, the bonds, and the flaws.
Feel free to pick or roll. Feel free to pick or roll.
I guess I'll roll.
As long as it's not like from any trait ever. It's oh yeah, you become evil somehow. Like that
no, this is cool. If anything, it's the opposite of that.
So like I'm feeling this like presence that can only communicate in emotions. I'm just like resonating back to it, like
right. And all of you get a sense of this. You can all pick up on this, the emotion, just hints of it, little echoes of it, bleeding out beyond the connection with Henrietta. And just so you know, Henrietta, your praise and trust are earned and never given freely. This is a suspicious sword, apparently. D6. You have the ideal of faith. You choose and follow the tenets of a particular lawful good deity to the letter. I'm guessing that's hello. Well done.
You essentially became an angel.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Because Darmita's holding the Sunblade. That's what she used to pluck the eyes out.
Your mother's Sunblade, which has now been changed by its time in the dreamscape with Archibald.
Okay, so does it react to...
Go ahead and roll an insight check. You get a nat 20. You get a nat 20. Thank you, Yoffen. Didn't see that at first. Ooh, 9.
9.
You grasp the hilt, and if anything, you just get this sense of like, oh my dear, what are you wearing? Just a little like, it's more Archie right now than your mom. But you are welcome to attune to it if you wish. It's a Sunblade.
I already have.
Oh, you did. Perfect. I wasn't sure if you made that choice.
I had attuned to it like a couple games ago.
Yeah, I had
a couple sessions. Yeah, a couple sessions ago. I was using it as this, like I had activated it last game. That's what I was using.
Oh, fair. Okay, so it is attuned to you. We'll get to your sword in a minute. One sword at a time, folks. All right,
I was just wondering if it reacted to this sword.
Yours is not really a sentient being.
Okay.
In the same way that this is.
Gotcha.
Henrietta,
Mhm.
you have a bond. The sword of Zariel has chosen you. You shall not fail to wield it justly. That is your bond. And
Okay.
finally, your flaws. Some of these are really funny. Your flaw is that, I'm going to give you a choice between two.
Okay.
You offer forgiveness too readily, or you are willing to sacrifice innocent lives for the greater good.
Interesting. Because one is basically already true, right? And the other one is very not true currently. So it's more interesting to choose the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't know if that would happen. If you're giving me the choice, I don't know.
Well, that
I
could
don't like
remain
having
to
the
be
choice
seen.
because, sure, yeah, let's say that.
All right.
So I'm not getting like a compulsion from this sword to like go out and slay Zariel immediately or anything. It's just a sword that is holy and good, and unfortunately, it is up to me to interpret what good means.
You get this was Zariel's sword, and there is still a strong compulsion to strike down fiends, especially demons.
Right.
This sword was ready and able to fight an unending war. However, it is just a feeling. It is not a compulsion. It thrums warmly in your hand with this blade ignited. It's like a sliver of brilliant white light stretching 2.5 feet and then sparking with rainbow and blue essences just all the way
I
up
guess
and
I
down
truly
the blade.
was forced to hold it by the handle then. Very cool.
Well, you could have grasped the like more the pommel or the crossguard.
Right.
But right now, to claim the sword,
Yeah, it like
you gotta
ignites
grab
in my
it.
hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Out of curiosity, Fenris, how many soul coins do you have on you right now?
4.
Okay. I'm just wondering. The reason I ask is the sword kind of gives
If I
you this
used one.
feeling of uncertainty and discomfort in the presence of such a fiendish artifact, which you already had, but now it's almost like a magnetic repulsion for Henrietta. What's Felice doing right now? I'm just kind of curious.
Presumably that whole conversation before it happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. She was doing a lot of just like thinking because she was trying to come up with other weird ideas that might work for the situation we were in. And I think now she's just kind of like, oh, like very awestruck of what the heck just happened. Kind of wasn't paying attention, so it like really surprised her. She probably fell over, tripped over, slobber chops, that kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Your breastplate kind of starts to slip off you at one point. She pulls it back on. All right. All right. Well, you've got the sword. You've got the eyes. You have the name. And now you've got a decision to make. You mentioned a heist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lulu.
He's gonna be a bit more difficult now, for me at least.
All right. What do you want to do?
Oh,
Velvet is slowly backing out of the picture.
Okay. Can you do a
Does,
perception check for me, Velvet?
Perception.
Do I have to leave the sword ignited? Or can I like go through this transformation, I'm lifted up, I have my like magical girl transformation, I land, and then the sword just like backs in.
Sure. And a bit unlike the lightsaber-like sword that was the other Sunblade, this one, it's almost like the blade just ceases to exist past this, about a couple inches past the balance point. So it's
Right,
enough you can
okay.
still sheath it, but it's only about this long.
Right, cool. Okay, great. So that means I could actually, even if I wanted to, I could actually carry it by the blade.
Yeah.
Cool.
Perception of 6.
6. All right. Well, as you kind of scoot away, what's your goal when you decide you want to move away?
I
If
don't
you don't
think
mind
the
my
sword.
asking.
I don't think the sword's going to like me at all. It doesn't like my presence.
You've been in the presence of this sword before. When you came to Hell, you remember how powerful it felt, especially in the hands of Zariel. It was truly a terrifying thing to behold, and it slew dozens of devils, and in particular, Zariel was just merciless against demons, and this thing tore them to ribbons. And you've seen this power, and you're not sure if that was the blade or if that was Zariel, but it's a little nervous to be this close.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to back out of the picture here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
I'll be blunt with you. My alignment is totally against this thing.
What's your alignment, if you don't mind my ask?
Neutral evil.
Oh boy. All right.
I didn't have a choice. My god is Ares.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, this thing definitely was a war machine, so at least you have that in common. All right.
Yeah.
You stand
step
before the
down.
temple. What do you want to do?
well, we talked about this already. So let's do what we got to do.
You don't think this changes things?
I'm going to cower behind Darmita.
It's another opportunity, right?
Yeah.
We have what we need to distract Zariel, right? On one hand, there's me, potentially going along with the deal. On the other hand, it's Henrietta, which will really distract Zariel, right? And when that
We also have Belle, or not Belle, but we have
a rogue, Koshki running
Ashki.
around, Demon Lord. We have distractions.
We have
We
a
need-
lot of distractions.
We need to distract Zariel.
Yep.
And those of us who distract do what we do, and those of us, the rest of us, figure out how to get that contract. Right?
How about let me figure out how to get the contract from my own mother? And I look at Henrietta. your job is going to be very simple. While they're distracting, that is when Zariel is going to be at her weakest. You need to attack.
I can keep her busy. That's
Then we're
much
all
that I can
dead.
promise.
Then we're all dead.
I want to grip this sword and try to communicate. Does it think, maybe it doesn't know, that I can return Eltrail? Or do we need to use those rods? And it might just not know. That's fine.
I might
You get
need you
a
to use.
feeling. You get this feeling from the sword as you grip it.
Mhm.
Steadfast determination. And yet you get a sense of hope as well. That even against incredible odds, incredible things are still possible. It seems there is a way, but the specifics are lost.
Fenris, you're with me. Cut the chains, get it back in the sky. If that's not a distraction, I don't know what is. Are you okay on your own, Darmita?
She's not on her own.
Sorry. You're okay with us leaving?
I mean, I don't know what your goal is.
I'm going to save people, and I'm going to keep Zariel busy. And I'll make sure they don't find you.
Oh,
But you're making a growl noise.
And you turn at this massive rumble, and part of the mountainside, part of the scab, which is literally festering and seeping, which had been exploded away, about 150 feet away from you, the mountainside shifts and sloshes off to one side, and there is this horrifying creature that is busy, partway encased in almost like an egg-like cocoon that you have seen a little before. But that egg-like cocoon of hardened scab is damaged, and it is busy pushing out these massive, multi-jointed limbs, each limb jointed at like 10-foot intervals. This massive limb just prying itself out, and this face, which is all these teeth sticking out at random angles, just chewing and gnawing on the side of this encasement, as this being, this demon that was encased in the scab, is clawing its way free, but 150 feet away to your left.
And
So-
for us to go.
All hell just broke loose, folks.
really. I think Benkuhm will grab Darmita and start hauling her ass and Lulu's ass out of here.
All right, you guys parked your Inferno machines pretty far down, kind of near the
You didn't
stakes.
bring them.
Well, you walked
Yeah.
up from... Oh, no, that's right. You
We didn't bring them.
You misty
We flew.
Yeah, you fart flew.
Flew.
Okay, so how do you want to get out of here?
Oh, first of all, we need to see what's on the other side of that door right now.
Yep.
So
I've been here before. Do I know that my breath will actually put a damper on this guy trying to get out?
It might slow him down a little. This
That's
thing is...
What I want to do.
This thing is huge, and it's already at least halfway out of its encasement at the moment, and it appears right now to be distracted and getting free. But as more and more this creature, its shoulders kind of pop through, and you see this thing, and it is closer to the sticks than you are. And you can, I don't know if you can see that on the map. This
No,
thing
the
is,
map's blank, unless it's like a specific area.
A little bit.
Oh, is there? Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm looking at the wrong spot. That's my bad.
You can see
Cool.
this
So
massive
when I move
creature.
my token, I can.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it is, it's probably about 40, 50 feet away from the bank of the sticks, and it's about halfway between you and the sticks. A little more.
Do we have any time left on the 8-hour wind walk?
Yeah, you got a couple more hours, at least.
Cool.
But it's going to take a full minute to...
It'll take a full minute. So,
Yep.
Henrietta will move forward, say, get out of here. I'll meet up with you.
You guys kind of cluster up, and those of you who are going to become mist form...
I mean, I don't know if they are gonna or not.
Yeah. Can begin that transformation, but it takes a full minute. What do you want to do, Fenris? And where are you going to meet?
I assume we have like, well, first of all, I assume we're going to meet back at the vehicles, and then we'll kind of regroup there and then take off, right?
Okay, that was at the Crypt
Yeah,
of the
the
Hellriders?
vehicles are back at the Crypt of the Hell Riders.
All right.
Oh,
I don't think we have it. We don't have enough juice to get back.
okay.
It took more than 2 hours, didn't it?
Yeah. You've got
Get
at least
here?
2 to 3 hours left, you think? But you could get a
But we
long
don't
way
know.
towards that.
Do we think, like, again, no, stepping out of character, do we think that we're gonna try and actually get, like, a rest before this, or we just, if this just go time? Because that's what I was assuming.
That's up to you. You guys can be having this conversation while you're concentrating to become mist.
But even if we become mist for 2 hours, like we're not getting back to the vehicles,
No,
right?
Not all the way.
Right. We go wherever we wanted to go, like to
Right.
Eldrael or to
Right. Okay. Who has something from Elturel?
Something from what?
El Terrell.
I feel like
Oh, Velvet definitely would.
Felice must.
Felice must. I think
Felice-
Felice has
Felice
something.
has-
from
She
Elturel.
stole so much stuff. She has like hair from a person who lived there. Like she
Yeah,
got
Felice,
so
like-
much
Okay.
stupid
Yeah,
stuff.
Felice has all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's something from El Terrell.
Yeah, I have
Hair?
a lock of hair from the unnamed warrior.
Done.
That's true.
Oh, there you go. There you
There
go.
you go.
A lock
That's
of
all
hair
we
from
need.
Enron. I take the lock of hair. Thanks, Felice.
Yeah.
Teleport.
All right, so you begin to focus on that, and as Henrietta is kind of standing closest towards, so you're going to teleport? Okay. So you gather.
Teleporting us all to Elturel.
Well, how many
Love
can
it.
you teleport? Can you get everybody?
I think it's everyone.
Me and up to 8 willing creatures.
Yeah, you're all good. I will say this
Okay,
though,
wow.
as Henrietta had walked forward to kind of guard the rest while the others, that strange creature, which was beginning to clamber out of the encasement and begin to move down towards the sticks, as you're standing there, Henrietta, with your
Walked away.
angelic wings,
Mhm.
and you can see this thing in a little ways down. It's not an imminent threat, but it could be pretty quickly. Except, all of a sudden, as the wind shifted, you see this creature. And it turns as though it's caught the scent of something for which it hungers, and it stands up on these wobbly hind legs. It's oddly bipedal, but way unbalanced, and it can kind of, its stomach is hugely distended and slightly pulsing. Its massive jaws and under its throat is a bit like a bullfrog's throat, just and these strange teeth and such a bizarre, disgusting creature. And it's got the scent of something, and it turns and begins to approach your group just as Fenris calls you towards him, and it looks up and locks eyes with Henrietta.
Well, while
As
all
it
this
does
is
that, so go ahead.
sorry, while all this is happening, I was attempting to a while back. I was attempting to look out the door to see what was going on with my mother on the other side.
All right.
Because I'm assuming we're just gonna leave her here.
Actually, you look around. Do a perception check for me. It is hell, so you get advantage.
I really suck at these, even with advantage. Yeah, 14.
Anybody gonna help her?
Yeah, I mean, I would actually probably look around before just casting it. I know that I wouldn't want to just leave Darmita's mom in the lurch, so I'll look as well.
Yeah, me neither. I could probably smell her.
That's true. Actually, go ahead, Velvet, and do a perception check with advantage.
22.
Yeah.
I'm
Nice.
not sure how to do the advantage thing.
Just roll twice. Take the bigger one.
So when you-
rolls twice.
Yeah,
22
when you
is pretty
click
good,
on it, it'll ask you normal with advantage. So just click with advantage.
Yeah, I rolled twice. 19.
The first one was 19.
19.
That's-
Everyone kind of casts around, and Darmita mutters something, and Benkuhm echoes your thoughts.
Nishida.
And you all start looking about, and you, after a little while, Fenris and Velvet both spot the crumpled, undead celestial wings, kind of half buried in some of the debris, not that far from where you are, maybe 30, 40 feet. On the opposite
rush over.
direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
joining
we
into
all
the rush
run.
over.
Yeah.
All right, the whole group of you begin to run over and just circle around this fallen undead deva. That
Oh, it's that way? Okay, that's better.
Yeah. that
Since we're
massive
running.
creature is just.
Cool.
Sorry.
I'll just click on
And just goes crawling manically forwards, its limbs bending in almost impossible ways. As it goes belching forward, it opens its jaws, and you can see all these swarming. You see like 3 or 4 Bilzu hanging from its teeth, and inside its maw, and like a few of them out onto the ground and like pick themselves up and shake themselves off madly as they begin barreling down towards you. Henrietta stands before them, and it, as soon as Henrietta steps forward, like you just did on the map there, and you kind of separate yourself from the rest of the party, it keeps going forward, and it's snuffling towards the whole group, and then when you shift, it turns and it's tracking. It seems to be really attracted to you, and then it turns its head and stares at Lulu, who gulps and ducks behind Benkuhm, who kind of shoves it behind Lulu behind him.
Henrietta, you are out of range. Get over here.
Cool. I'll run in that case.
All right,
Cool.
It's funny because you just will yourself, and your wings just go, and you just go straight back. Just
As Henrietta does that, I go, and like shadows circle around us, push us, and just kind of like go down like an elevator.
Yeah. And this kind of archway / bell jar of shadow goes around you all, and just, and as soon as you do, that massive creature topples forward, extends its jaw, and vomits forth just petulance and crawling demons and more ichor, and there's dozens of these on the ground, just centimeters away from where you just were, as you all bamf.
Did we get Mom?
I think we have just enough.
You do. You have just enough.
Wow. 8.
All right. Well, we're going to go to a new map here. So, you find yourselves in the catacombs beneath the High Hall. Oh, I have to drag you. Sorry, 1 second.
Yes, Darcy, you're all smiling. Ooh, that's right, guys.
Bamf. I did not plan that. I'm glad I got this map still. All right. All right. Now, I don't know if you can see anything. You probably can't. There we go. In particular, you are just at the top of the steps in this echoey old chamber. Beautiful walls, well-worked stone, fallen into some disrepair over the years. And you're looking around, and it's surreal. It's dim at first, and as your eyes adjust to these ever-burning torches, one of which was missing, and Benkuhm's like, all right, I took that.
I took one too.
Yeah. You can see just down some steps. There's this tomb of the unknown. Yeah, the tomb of the unknown warrior, devoted to Pellar and given a place of high esteem here in the catacombs beneath the High Hall of El Terrell. What do you want to do?
Which character is Mom?
The winged one.
I figured that would have been you.
Yeah, well.
No.
Okay. I'm going to inspect Mom and see if there's something maybe I can do to help her.
Sure thing. Go ahead and do a medicine check for me. Wisdom plus proficiency, if you're
I'm
proficient.
gonna look around, see if anything's like changed. Like, did this place get overrun in any way since we left? I think it did, but no. Just as a quick check.
Ooh.
How's her 25 sound?
There, another nat 20.
Nice. That everybody's getting them out of their system. Good.
Great.
So you inspect Nishida, and you watch. She was already dead, but that's no change for her. She's an undead deva. Her brittle, sallow skin, unchanged, just scratched, but not broken. And you kind of put your hand on her, and after a few seconds, she turns over and looks up at you, Velvet, and says,
Good. I'm glad you were looking out. I just need a moment. I'll be all right. She begins to... Whoop.
She begins to sit up.
Do I sense how healthy she is, Wise?
You sense that she's probably about half health, but quickly mending. She has an
I'm not
ability
gonna do it then.
to regenerate. It'll take some time, but she'll feel better soon. And she even says as much.
So, were Falurie and I the last two to be here? We're in the temple, right?
You're beneath
Right,
the
you
temple.
returned, yeah.
So, were we the last two to have been here since?
So, this is below the High Hall. This is in the secret chambers, hidden away in that hand, the statue, the altar, and the acolyte. I don't even remember her name. The half-orc acolyte had met you and told you that the people were safe below, but that they couldn't do anything to help Benkuhm. It takes a few seconds, and Benkuhm then looks around and goes,
Oh, I know where I am. I don't like here.
and he bonks his head on the low ceiling.
That's why he doesn't like it here.
I'll just kind of study take his hand and steady him, knowing what happened to him last time.
And he looks at
Wonder
you,
if
and then,
Farrah's
in
still
all
here.
honesty, looks down at Darmita and whispers,
Do you think my sword's here somewhere?
I gave it back to him.
"No, you gave him his maul, his cursed sword with the hidden
Oh,
lord
his
in it,
sword.
which I believe got
right.
sucked into a
The-
bag of holding implosion."
Right. I forgot about that.
Nice.
I'll just.
At
Do
one
I
point,
know
he
that it
had
got
hidden
sucked
it.
in?
Yeah, you were there when that happened. Yeah, that was during the chaos of that exit battle. He might not, but you know. And he had tried to hide it, and he points down towards the tomb of the unknown warrior. He was like,
I left it down there.
Actually, I don't think Darmita would struggle at all with this. No, it's not here. It's destroyed where it should be. It was
Oh.
evil. Well, you have all that you need.
You're right. I've got you.
Like, she'll get a
and
little
he puts this
bitchy about
massive hand on your shoulder, and kind of stands up tall, and then bonks his head again, and then swears.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fenris, you were saying something?
I wonder if Farah is still here with the other citizens.
Thank you for reminding me. Look at you and your
Farah.
notes. You can do
Best notes
search
ever.
if you like.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we'll take a look around.
All right, so after a few minutes of looking around, Nishida decides to just kind of hang out in here. She doesn't want to terrify people. She still looks freaky and gore covered at the moment. She's
Well,
also a
Nishida,
little...
do you know anything about this unnamed warrior? Not a scene, just like
yeah,
rambling.
that's just
Yeah.
like as everybody else pans out. So you go searching about, and after a bit of time, you do find you can, as you round the corner. I'm going to drag Fenris and the others. So as you head out this way around this corner, you can hear the hushed whispers of several of the community members who were in hiding below here in the catacombs beneath the high hall. You can hear children kind of whimpering and their mothers being like, shh, shh, we don't want them to hear us. And you can, after a little while, you see this, you see Farah and this druid step out. Hold on, I'm just deleting you guys. You see them step out. They do appear to have found some better weapons, but they don't really hold them with a whole lot of confidence. As the whoever wants to go with Fenris and the others, Lulu's going to just stay right near Darmita for the most part. Are you going to go with them, Darmita, or stay with Nishida and the others? And same thing for you, Henrietta and Felice.
I think Henrietta will like at least go check in on them.
Mhm.
Like she was here protecting them before she left. So
All right. What about Felice? She might be searching around the place again.
Felice is hoping to get see if Nishida has any information about this shrine, this like grave that she previously spent a whole bunch of time investigating and didn't come up with anything. And
Sure.
I assume that like conversation goes nowhere, but like that's what she's doing.
Yeah, totally. What about Darmita?
Darmita will stay with Nishida at
Okay.
this point.
And Lulu
um,
stays with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's Hen and Fenris. Most likely, Darmita will tell Benkuhm to go with them,
Okay. So he'll head with them
Um,
too. And
just
When-
for muscle in
Yeah.
case.
just in case. I mean,
Just in case.
you're all pretty
I
terrified.
mean, Henrietta's there. She's strong, but just in case.
All right, so
And
those four go out and meet up with Farah and Seltern, the druid that you had rescued from some of the devils and demons above, way back when you first arrived in
Didn't he
Elturel.
get sucked into the bag?
Oh, that's right, Seltern's gone.
Might have. I don't know.
Welcome to the astral plane. Good luck
Oops.
to you. All right, so Seltern is gone,
Copious
but Farah's
notes.
still around. And she,
Fill her notes.
once she sees you and recognizes you,
Hey,
she kind of
Farah.
relaxes, and she's got this. Now she's at least got like a side bag kind of strung over her. From before, she was just walking around carrying things. Now she's got a real mace in her hands now, instead of that ceremonial piece of junk that was practically broken. And so she lowers it and greets you.
Oh,
How have things been?
it's good to see a friendly face. We're all right. Oh, it's been a long wait in the dark. Water's good, but it's all right, everyone. They've returned.
And I can't like turn these wings off, right? I just
No.
have walked up in front of them with
Yeah.
these wings out. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
and it definitely takes a moment for Farah to.
I see. Henrietta, you look different.
I'm gonna pick up the sword, like hold it. I don't think I'll ignite it. I'm just gonna hold it up and be like,
Yeah.
We're almost ready to cut the chains. We're getting you home.
Oh, that's wonderful. A real blessing from Bela. Thank you. Thank you.
You still want to stay safe, though. It's probably going to be quite the struggle.
We'll stay here and tend to anyone who needs tending as best we can.
You've done well, Farah.
And then she lowers her voice and mutters quietly.
I'm glad you're back. The food wasn't gonna hold out much longer. We've already been boiling boots.
I'm gonna say that the conversation that Felice is having is like not really going anywhere, and she gets bored and wanders off and shows up.
Sure.
So she sort of wanders in around this moment, and it's like, "Oh, so I had to run. I'm sorry. Let me give me a moment." And she like goes like completely bypasses this like little huddle at the front and like goes to the middle of stuff.
Absolutely. As you
And
step
starts,
in
like,
there,
greeting everyone like, "Oh no!"
and the
doing
children
stuff.
recognize and
Um,
remember Felice especially. And you see these two cisterns, about half full now, but still having some water in there, the holy water kind of replenishing from some source below. And you can see all these little alcoves that have been kind of allocated out to various families and groups. And there's probably about 100, they're not on the map, but about 100 or so survivors, kind of, maybe even more at this point. Maybe they've gathered up a few more. Just at a glance, you can see, looks like there might be extra people down here.
Cool.
And
Well,
you can
she's gonna
see them
start
beginning
casting
to
some
step
spells.
forward. Which one?
He's gonna cast Conjure Woodland Beings and summon a Dryad.
All right. Okay,
This
so
is like not an important scene. It's just something I planned to do like 20 sessions ago.
that's okay. So you walk over to one of these
Uh,
fountains, the one that's running a bit low,
mhm.
and you kind of pull the water up and let it drain through your hands, and it's ever so slightly glowing. It is holy water, and
Yeah.
and you take
Just
out this
double-check I got the
seed from within your a pouch that you've been carrying, and you drop it into the water, and it sinks to the bottom, and the roots begin to spread all across the bottom of this gilded fountain, and it begins to very quickly transform and grow. And you see this one moment, the rest of you are talking to Farah, then you look over and you see a sapling sitting out of the middle of this fountain, and then it keeps growing and expanding and up along the ceiling. It's this beautiful moment of incredible speed of growth. And after a moment, this living tree also becomes or outsteps from
Yeah,
this.
it steps 2 Dryads.
Two dryads, just very shy at first, just looking out carefully. And then they see Felice and the broad smile of this tiny little Schwerfneblin and they step out
Hello.
almost
I'm so
playfully,
sorry to have to bring you here.
and they
It's
bend
terrible,
down.
honestly.
Their willowy kind of knees bent low, and they're naked, but it very natural, very leaves growing in various places, and they bend down low and begin to kind of look eye to eye and with this tiny little gnome who begins communicating almost in your mind. What do you want them to do?
Well, it's so good that you could come help out here. It's a terrible place, I know, but hopefully you can help the people here for a bit. I won't be able to stick around. They have very busy, but these people could really use your help.
They kind of
Mechanically speaking,
lower
they
their
have
head, and
innate
instead of hair,
spellcasting, which does not require material components.
absolutely, and instead of hair, they have these long branches with long, twisted bark and lots of leaves and vines, and they stand, and their heads, they still kind of have to stoop in this place, even though it's a little higher in this main chamber. But they are massive, and they begin to walk and drape their arms out, and these. After a little while, this little kid comes running out from the corner, and the dryad kind of extends a hand and gets down low, and the kid comes walking forward, and all of a sudden, all these berries appear in the dryad's hand, and it offers one out, and the child grabs one and eats it, and then goes running back. The mother's like, and then goes and grabs
Between
themselves.
the two of them, they should be able to generate 60 good berries.
Whew. Yeah, and so they do give it to the weak and the children first, but they are absolutely able to feed a significant portion of these people
Not everyone.
over the
but
next
it's
few minutes.
something. And then they also just like hang out and are cool.
Absolutely.
Everyone's like, look at this cool person I'm gonna hang out with. That's about it. So that's what they mostly do.
So you, Farah's like,
Now that's a neat trick.
she kind of walks forward, and you introduce the dryads to Farah, and she agrees to kind of suggest who should have food and starts to organize those who need it and need extra protection. All right.
Cool. Yeah, that happens in the background.
What else? The rest of you kind of have a few minutes to huddle together, and you can rejoin if anybody wants to.
I think that was it, right? We just wanted to check in on everyone.
Yeah, I mean, let's regroup. I'm going to say we need to get a game plan going. We're now back at El Terrell.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to my mother.
Sure.
As she's healing. How long do we have?
I don't know exactly, but I wouldn't recommend we go back to the crypt of the Hellriders. It's, let's just say it's good Lulu could bring me to you, because Zariel and the fortress were very near when we left. Her fortress is able to fly at incredible speeds almost anywhere in Avernus. If they got wind of where we are, they could be there within the hour. We're in El Terrell?
Yes. I'm not sure you should be here.
So this
With
is what
us.
all the fuss is about. I've seen it from afar. The prize for both armies. Do you hear that?
And you strain to listen, and you can hear this distant just on the edge of hearing, and an ever so slight shudder every once in a while. A little bit of dust falls from the ceiling. It
I
seems...
probably would have heard it sooner.
Yeah, you absolutely pick up that El Terrell is not as stable as it once was. There's action above and below.
I'm going to let everybody know that we're not totally safe here then. I'm going to ask Nishida if this creature that was coming for us, was he by chance celestial?
Oh, that terrible beast that got free of the scab?
Yes.
Yes. If I don't miss my guess, I think that was...
I'm gonna mispronounce this.
Kroektka. A demon. Spawns other demons. It, hungers for that which is celestial. It is absolutely abyssal. It is drawn to that which is holy and tries to consume it. Anything stained with the blood of that which is good. Well, it's drawn to it like a magnet.
Bring him on.
Oh, that would explain.
Yes, I've seen them track captured angels. Some of the devils in my former employ. They would use the captured celestials as bait. Bringing that
it can
creature.
track?
Oh, yes. Almost as good as Zariel herself.
Oh, then we have no time at all. Because she fixated, or it fixated on Henrietta.
I was a bit out of it. Was Henrietta wounded? They're drawn especially to the free scent of holy blood. And they will consume that and anything that it is near. Those creatures will chew through infernal iron. We have to capture them in pits, pin them down.
I'm not sure we should freely speak of what happened, but all I can say is there was a transformation in Henrietta while we were in there.
Yes, I noticed.
I'm preparing a spell.
Sure.
What do you want?
Planar binding. It's going to take me an hour.
Sure. Very cool.
Doesn't it have material components too?
I
Or am
think-
wrong?
Well, more than that, with planar binding, I believe you have to be within the vicinity of that of which you're...
And he's coming to me.
I think
I have to prepare
if
it
you
first.
could imprison it for about an hour.
Oh, you're
you could
preparing
cast
it. I see.
Yeah.
I see. Sorry, you're not casting it. You're preparing it. That makes
Well,
sense.
it takes me an hour to prepare and cast it complete.
Mhm.
Oh, so it's
um,
already prepared.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So the planar binding costs a jewel worth at least 1,000 GP, which the spell consumes. We can probably get that.
Could probably
Yeah,
get that here in the tombs.
I'm sure we have that.
Yeah. Being he's celestial, I got a real good chance of getting this guy under my control.
Now that the Krokatak is abyssal, it is a fiend. It is a demon. It isn't celestial.
Okay, it does say Fey or Fiend.
There you go.
Mhm.
All yours.
The
If you can
big
hold it
caveat
still.
Or
for long enough.
elemental.
That's exactly what Bela was saying.
Yeah.
For the
Celestial.
entire hour of casting, it needs to be within range, which is only 60 feet.
Yeah, so you'd have
Oh.
to get where it's pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to trap it first and then do it.
You gotta, yeah.
Which you could
gotta
maybe do.
trap
You
it.
could maybe work that out.
Yeah,
Nishida
totally.
continues though
Possible.
and just mentions
If Henrietta wasn't bleeding, the scent is limited in local range. At a distance, though, that creature will track an angel blood, or even that of holy blood, from across the plain.
We need to shield him somehow.
Henrietta?
Yes.
Her.
Her.
Henrietta. Yeah, Henrietta's.
Doesn't matter. Not one bit. All it is another distraction. We're here. We're near the end. Okay? So, our game plan doesn't change. We need to cut the chains someone needs to use, and I show the rods, these on the companion.
Oh
I
my.
distract Ariel.
Fenra,
says
I don't think
Lulu.
Fenris, I don't think you understand. If this thing catches up to us, the distraction won't be to Zariel, it'll be to us. It is
Still
going to
far
try
away.
to kill Henrietta and consume her.
Right? And it doesn't matter right now because it's going to have to go through a whole bunch of devils and demons and whatever to get to us while it's dealing with all the devils who are fighting over us. We're going to get out of here.
Good plan.
All right, where are we going now?
We're going to go home, right? Some of us need to get things set up to get out of here, and some of us need to get a certain contract, right?
Well, I'm not going to
those-
get that contract until we're near Zariel.
Lulu's tugging on your shirt there, Fenris.
Okay.
Are those are those adamantium rods?
Why, in fact, they are.
Oh, they're beautiful, lovely.
Wait. You have? I'm not even gonna ask.
Showed them
Where-
to you.
Yes. But we're in El Terrell now,
Yes. We
and
are.
you have the rods.
And we have the rods that we got. The rods to control this companion.
My darling boy. You're gonna have an interesting time controlling it. But you can most definitely unlock it and
What
release
is it?
that which is inside.
Oh. I thought it was some type of contraption. What's inside?
Huh. Zariel didn't tell me everything, but I've gathered that there is a being of immense power locked within. And you hold the key.
Oh. Okay.
So if you remember
Oh.
correctly, you are in the high hall or below the high hall. The companion is busy orbiting, or not orbiting, hovering, probably 120 feet above the high hall. You're really close.
Well, why don't I just go release it now?
Why don't we?
Fly.
It's a bit of a predicament, isn't it?
We actually still have our wind walking. We haven't
Yeah.
been here more than an hour.
No?
But the problem is with the wind walking, don't we we're incorporeal, can't use the rods?
Well, we'll have to,
Oh, police would say that.
yeah, we'll have to change once we get there, but we can get there.
Oh, hell's bells. No, can we fast forward to
Yeah,
getting 'cause
totally.
I'm just gonna telekinesis.
Yeah.
If it's just 120 feet up,
All right then. Let me
let's get a move on this.
Absolutely.
And I am
Alright.
just gonna direct us up and say, let's do this, let's start this. And I'm gonna use telekinesis, and I'm just gonna up towards the companion.
Cool.
All
Yeah, I want
right.
to keep an eye on that before I start cutting chains because I don't know if that's going to work or not, and we don't want this falling. I just don't
Absolutely.
think falling would even work because otherwise they would just cut their own chains. I don't understand. Don't worry about it.
It shouldn't take you too long with that sword. It's
Yeah,
it's
but I mean,
a-
gotta
you're flying
fly
at
the
90
whole-
feet. Yeah, it
Yeah.
won't take that long.
Yeah.
I'll release and you get ready to cut.
Yeah.
I can use the Sunblade as well.
We're gonna want to see if like it
All right.
feels like it's gonna work.
So you guys
For certain
exit the
things.
high hall, and things have gotten worse in your absence. Can everybody see on the map?
Oh yeah.
By the way, this map is Pog Props. It's on Patreon. You should definitely go support them. They do a great job of all the Avernus stuff. Really taking it up a notch, even compared to the purchased ones. So thank you to Pog Props. And I am not sponsored by them, but, you know, gotta give credit where credit is due. All right, so you guys come up, and the first thing you notice is the sounds and din of battle is not far. You hear the flowing waters of the Styx. You're that much closer. You hear the of chain. You hear devils and demons just foray after foray, just back and forth and back and forth. It sounds like it's maybe 200 feet away. Parts of the city are aflame. They're freshly on fire. It looks like demons and devils have been just tearing into each other pretty much the whole time that you've been gone. And Elturel is the prize at the end of the rope. And that rope are these chains, ratcheting it down into the Styx. At a glance, you take a few seconds to try to get an idea of like how much longer that might be, and it's hard to tell without getting a lot of height. Falurie flies up high and does a quick circuit around. You just leave the high hall, which is freshly aflame and with burning, cindering support beams. A part of the roof has fallen away since you were here last, and you can see all of this. And after a quick scout, your Shadow Monk returns. The Styx is less than 50 feet below. There's devils and demons battling in all quarters. This city does not have long.
It's better work then.
At that moment, you kind of... Can I get everybody to do a dexterity saving throw for me as you make your way up past the burning... parts of the burning high hall?
Does Henrietta need to?
Yes, she does. She's not immune to fire.
Okay. it's one of those.
Benkuhm
Okay.
failed.
I thought this was like a falling thing.
Do we still get the aura benefit of
Yeah, you do.
Paladin?
+4.
plus
Okay,
5?
so
Mr. 20
oh, it's
charisma.
5.
Oh, yes,
Plus
+5.
5.
It is now. Which I should update.
Okay.
That first
so it's
roll was Felice, so yeah, she's gonna get roasted.
Ouch.
I got a 10. I don't know if I got an advantage
All
or
right.
anything on it or not.
Coot and I with 10, that becomes 15 as you are near your paladin friend. So that pulls you up to you save. You manage to avoid the worst of it.
Okay.
Just the ash and cinders, and even after all this time in hell, it would be doing 19 points of damage, but instead that's only half because you've made your save. It is fire, by the way, so if anybody's got resistance or anything like that, just let me know.
Was the DC
Oh.
10?
Sorry,
the
Velvet saves. Benkuhm takes
I saved,
19.
but it didn't do a damn bit of good because I'm fire is automatic double.
Oh dear. Okay, so
I took 19 points.
you take 19
Oh,
points.
good thing
your
you didn't
fur
take
gets
40.
singed. Yeah, exactly. Henrietta actually gets the shield up and blocks some from Velvet, and the wings. Not being used to the wings, you do get a singe. So you fail the save there, Henrietta.
Oh, sorry. The second one's Henrietta. The first one's Felice.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Felice fails. Henrietta saves.
What was the DC?
DC's 15.
Okay, cool.
Gordon, is
Fenris
that
fails.
with the bonus?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you fail, so you take 19 fire damage as a beam just sparks and heat just cooking everybody in there. And Darmita with a 20, technically a 25, you save handily. And do you have evasion or anything? I don't
No.
remember. Okay.
No,
So
I don't.
You'll take half. And did I miss anyone? I think that's...
It's 19 damage.
Can somebody roll for Falurie?
So half would be 8, or no, 9.
Yeah, half would be 9. And did we get a roll for Falurie?
I haven't done it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be gonna roll that.
Ooh.
Half is 9. Okay.
I
Yeah,
rolled
so
3
that's
for Falurie. Oops.
3, but it's a dex, so they are proficient. So that's
Yeah.
gonna probably be like plus 8-ish. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be 11 plus 5. Manages to pass and take half.
Nothing then, because Falurie has evasion.
Right. So the Falurie just dodging nimbly across the ash, and then at one point, bamfs, using the teleport power to get out of the way of a falling beam. All right.
Yeah, Falurie has a 9 to their dex.
You look out above some rubble and some ash, and you can see hovering above, right there, just in front of the temple, you see this massive 40 or maybe 50 foot wide shadow encrusted darkness hovering in the air over top of the city still. And it was there prior, but now it seems angry as bolts of lightning and like purple and blue lightning just zapping off of it at different times. What do you want to do? It's hovering in the air, and it's encased in extreme shadow.
Okay.
I'm sure Fenris likes that.
I mean, I think that maybe a couple of us go up, right? Who could fly?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Sure.
approach.
So,
Okay.
because there are 9 rods.
Yeah.
You could easily carry
So-
2 each. A third might be a little juggly, but
Okay.
you'd be okay.
Okay, so I mean, if I had 2, Falurie has 2.
I have
Uh,
2.
Henrietta
And
now
then-
flies as well.
Mm-hmm.
Get
All right.
faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Henry, I can have 3.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep. And
There
also
we
being
go.
quite strong. All right, so you
Don't know
fly
what's
up closer to this thing, and this companion is, as you get closer, you see through the shadow, those of you with your incredible dark vision, it is magical darkness, almost impenetrable. Normal
I'm part of
dark
the
vision.
club.
Normal
Sorry.
dark vision cannot see through this darkness, but as Henrietta gets close, you can still see her and the sword as a beacon of light. If you wanted to try to counter the darkness with the sword, you could. You can will it. It almost calls to you with this feeling of hope in the darkness.
Cool. Yeah, I will definitely follow if any sort of like I like the choice of the word hope. Like that is a really resonating feeling with Henrietta. So if she's feeling like drawn in one way because of hope pulling her, that yeah, she'll do that.
All right. So you instinctively draw the blade and it illuminates. Can I get you to do a it'll be your, I guess, wisdom? It's like a wisdom attack.
It's a wisdom attack.
Sort of. It's the same math as your regular wisdom attack.
Okay, so it's not a saving throw.
It's not a save, no.
Okay. I guess I'll just roll a d20 and we'll add it.
Yep.
Or I'll roll my wisdom and then we'll add
Sure.
the requisite. How do I do this?
And you would be proficient as well.
I don't know why it rolled it twice like that. That's weird.
All right, so I guess I'll
This is
take
die
the
roll.
first number, which is a
Yeah, that's
4.
weird. I don't even know why. Oh,
Why
I
is it
see.
It's subtracting.
Because it was adding my jack of all trades, but instead of jack of all trades, it should be adding my proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
So instead of a 4, that should be a 7. And
Okay.
then, right, and that's all it is because it's proficiency bonus, right? Like there's no additional.
Proficiency and wisdom.
Yeah, that is my wisdom.
Okay. So you draw the blade, and as you grow closer, the light begins to falter, and this darkness just envelops it. And the whole party, for a few flashing seconds, as you approach this swirling, almost like a thunderstorm of dark, swirling energy around this, and the light begins to flicker and falter as you all fly into the darkness surrounding this massive orb in the sky. What do you want to do, Darmita?
I will look. Oh, I'm already. How am I over there?
Oh, because you're flying. I was assuming you could just fly over there.
No, that was weird. I'll look at Fenris. Where do we place these?
Through the buffeting winds, you can just call out, yelling to each other. Can't really see each other in the dark very well.
Must be a keyhole. I'm kind of looking for an entry point.
Behind you can see Nishida leap into the sky, these semi-skeletal wings flapping against the buffeting winds, and she screams out into the dark, trying to get the message to you, and eventually switches, and it becomes more like a telepathy in your mind.
Around its center. Its equator. They should be there.
Go look for
Then
that.
Yeah, that's what I would look for. I would.
All right, can I get you to
Kinda
do
try
perception
to-
checks with disadvantage?
Can
The DC
Henrietta see through this darkness or not? I wasn't 100% sure about your description of my special dark vision.
Actually, Henrietta, yes, you can. Regular dark vision cannot. Devil's Sight.
I wasn't sure if it was special dark vision or if it was like I have like
You have
see
kind of
invisibility,
angel
which is
eyes.
a different
Your
thing.
your vision, you can see to this metallic sphere, which is about almost 50 feet in diameter, enclosing, and you see these runes etched all over it. This twisted, darkened, strange metal, and you can see. Well, do a perception check. Yours is not at disadvantage. Fenris, you can make out bits and pieces with. I think you've got Devil's Sight, right?
No, I have
No,
just
that's
dark
the
vision.
warlock thing.
Okay, so unfortunately, it's your dark vision is not helping you much, so you're at disadvantage. Darmita,
Perception.
I think it's the same for you.
Yeah, I have Umbral Sight, but I don't think that changes it.
Not
Very
too much,
few
so
things
it's still going to be
do,
disadvantage. The only one who isn't at disadvantage would be Henrietta.
Which is super lucky.
Well, 15.
Do we get the thing on top of it?
This
Oh
is
wait,
just
no,
a
Henrietta's.
Ability.
Yeah, Henrietta's with us.
It's not a saving throw.
Yeah. If it was a save, you'd
Okay.
get a bonus. All right,
Yeah.
So 15 for me.
15. So you managed to make out, okay, just basically the outline and the lightning, you can see what would be the equator, and you fly off to it. Do you want the center, do you want the left, or the right?
I'll take the left.
Okay. You go flying and almost slam into this thing before you even realize an arc of lightning just past you for a second, saving you from bashing your face against this. Henrietta, center, left, or right?
I was thinking center, but
Okay.
I don't want to
You
get
go
in
flying
anyone's
straight
way,
at it.
So, like, I don't know.
Falurie,
I want to
turns to-
lay a hand on it and see if I can feel like empathetically what's inside. But come back to that
you
later.
put your hand on it, and it feels like this strange, cold metal. And it is just inside. You feel desperation. It's hard to say, but
So I know this doesn't work,
Mhm.
but every GM everywhere rules it this way. I would like to use Divine Stance.
Absolutely. So this pulse echoes out from you, and at first you get very little. You're just like, oh, it's this cold, almost unholy orb, and yet many of the symbols on it are celestial. It's been corrupted and you get, and then for a second in the dark, just as your divine sense spreads out from where you are, you get this little, almost like little lights, right around the equator of this, almost one right in front of you, maybe 5 feet to your left. You see a small hole about the size of maybe 2 thumbs together in diameter, that would otherwise be almost very difficult to see, but it glows in your vision. And this beaming light out of it that no one else seems to be able to see. And you see another, and another, and another. You see 5 on this side. You presume they're all stretched out in a line around it, and presumably it continues on the other side as well. You hear Falurie yell into the darkness, "I'll try runs you back," and you just bamps because it's darkness, so he can teleport. Fenris, the side to the right seems unspoken for.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So the 4 of you spread out around and begin scouring along. Those of you who got over 15 managed to find a spot where this adamantian rod will fit. And Henrietta, as you're looking and this celestial light is beaming from within, you kind of poke. You get this almost urge to look in. Do you want to look in or not?
Yeah, I think so. Right, I think that's part of the divine sense. How it technically doesn't work beyond total cover. So I'm like trying to actually like
there
feel
is a small
through this.
opening,
Yeah.
and you go, you poke your eye through and look around, and inside you see this back, just a few feet inside this, and it's about 10 feet away, inside this massive orb, hunched down, this green skin, and it turns, and this pure white eye, the eye itself is probably as big as your head, and it turns and looks in your direction, and the light is blinding, so you have to pull your eye back, and you're blinking in the dark, half blind. Definitely something celestial of some kind inside there. Powerful, too.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go through the process of opening this. Then
All right.
Putting in the thing and then trying to get the next one, right?
So you all push in the rods.
So that's good. That's the
And-
reassurance I needed.
So, Todd,
Yep.
just so I can understand, if you had a 15 or lower, you didn't succeed.
15 or higher, you did succeed.
Oh, okay.
The DC was 15.
The way you said that, you said
Sorry.
higher than a 15.
15
I was
or
a
higher.
little confused. Okay,
So
15 and
Fenris
higher, we
succeeds.
succeeded.
I think somebody rolled for Falurie, right?
I did, and Valerie did not succeed.
Okay,
So
so
it was a
Falurie
12.
calling out, "I can't find it," from the back there. Everybody else, you've found your first one. Go ahead and do another perception check to see if you can find the second.
Is it a disadvantage?
For you, it's advantage. No, for you, it is not. Oh no, it is. It's at disadvantage. My bad. Sorry. You have a better idea of where things are now, so I'm gonna say the DC is probably lower. You have an approximate idea of where it should be.
So,
20.
Darmita failed. But
Oh.
Valerie succeeded this time.
Oh, I got it. And it puts it in, and the rods begin to glow slightly in the darkness, helping you to be able to picture exactly where this is. Oh, I see. I'm on here twice now. Don't know why that is.
It's because Kudenai's camera.
Oh, okay.
Gone.
Well, it didn't mess up yours, so I'm
I
glad.
know, it's amazing. Everyone stays still. It's just you get duplicated.
I get
It's
2
great.
of me.
That's okay.
All right, so
So,
everybody, if you've got a 12 or higher now, you would have planted it successfully. So Henrietta, boom, gets the second one in. You've had to kind of rotate slightly. And then Darmita is having trouble finding this next one. After a few seconds, another winged figure makes its way up next to you against the buffeting winds. And your mother kind of swoops in next to you and says,
Darmita! There!
your next roll has advantage on finding it. All right, make another one.
Or it's a straight roll.
It's a straight roll then. Yeah, she's assisting.
Right. All right.
In the distance, the sound of battle can be heard.
Fuck me. Yeah, no.
Do you want to roll
5.
for Falurie?
Yeah. Valerie does perception, right?
Yeah. And that's going to be... That's trained, I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
I think Falurie has that trained,
pretty sure,
so
yes.
Yeah.
it would be pretty good. Even...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 19. Yeah, that's definitely good.
Is it still at disadvantage, though?
I'm going to say at this point, probably not.
Okay. It's then a straight roll, it's 19. Darmita's getting flustered.
Yeah, she's getting all tossed around. Everybody else has managed to find their second one except Darmita. And
Yeah.
you begin to kind of all gather up around and step back from this as the orb begins to turn and shift. From below,
is that
you can
enough?
hear this really bellowing roar off in the distance.
Can I do one more?
Yep,
I want to take a bonus
And
action,
sure.
and I hold my sword up. And I know it's already glowing, but I'm gonna use the Channel Divinity Blessed Weapon, or Sacred Weapon, or what it's called.
Okay.
Which
You can
makes
also
it
just
glow.
will it
I don't
to
know
be
if that
brighter.
helps. I'm gonna try
There
and
is
see if that
actually an
helps.
ability of the sword. You can save your other ability to
Oh, okay.
expand the brightness up to 15 and 15. So
I'm
Oh, yeah,
gonna-
I'd like to try that again.
This
totally.
time-
I'm gonna
yeah,
re-roll
go ahead
that.
and roll, Darcy, your wisdom again.
Okay, I don't know why it's a wisdom attack. It's so weird. But I mean, like, it's perfectly
Or I guess
reasonable.
it could be charisma.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll go
God.
there's
charisma.
obviously a massive difference between those two numbers.
Yeah, it's
so
true. So go charisma.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
Todd,
I'm
I'm gonna use my luck for that
okay.
because I didn't roll well.
That's a 19.
All right. So with that, the brilliant sword of Zariel just shatters the darkness, and it is the light fights back the darkness, and you can see the etched metal clearly. Darmita, you would have a straight roll, so you and the DC is lower. So what you got, a 9?
I got a 9.
Oh,
but
and your mother's
I,
helping, so you have advantage now.
Okay, so
I
well,
think you should have advantage, yeah. You're being assisted, and the disadvantage is being removed, which is not the same as advantage. So, it should work.
And the orb is beginning to rotate now, as each one just.
That's
Okay.
something that'll be harder, but that's fine.
well then I get another roll because
You do,
I used a luck point to roll the 9,
and you rolled
the second
another
9. I got 2 9s in a row,
Nice.
That's
so I used a luck point to do that. So I'm gonna roll my advantage now.
Yeah, absolutely. Can she roll above a 9? Can they unlock a lock?
20.
There it is.
There it is.
You
You
go,
get a 20.
girl.
It's a
Little
dirty
luck
20,
for
but
it.
we'll take it.
We'll take
And
it.
with that, the orb begins to separate, and this line appears around the equator and begins to spread as this brilliant light, the darkness begins to fall away. As you insert these rods, the companion's upper half, the hemisphere, begins to open, and these wings, 3 pairs of wings, so 6
Right.
wings begin to unfold, and this massive creature, this planetar, stands up and looks out over you all.
Oh,
have freed me. Who are you?
Can I ask you a
God, is there
question,
something
Todd?
to roll?
You're all like, "Ooh, this thing is
Well,
massive."
I had
You
like
get 3
a
wishes?
hunch. I had a hunch when you first described what was in there.
Yeah.
No, seriously though. Fenris is probably going to ask that.
Is this like the splitting image of Zariel?
It's not, actually.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Yeah,
This
I would have
is-
rolled for it, but yeah.
This, oddly enough, Fenris, this planetar looks familiar. You've seen it before. In that brief flash. In what the eyes had seen.
Oh.
This planetar was the one that was telling Zariel, no, you have to wait. You can't attack. You can't save your people.
I
And
see.
this planetar has been imprisoned inside this companion for 80 years? Maybe more.
He's the savior.
We are here, so I'll speak out recognizing it. We're here to free the city from Zariel. We know Zariel put you in there. We need your help. El Terrell needs your help.
This massive creature moves its like completely white eyes, casting it around, looking, taking you all in, and then gives this nod as you explain the situation and looks around.
Of course. I will help you. I am Nacius.
Nacius?
Nacius.
What? Nacius. Do we get 3 wishes?
At that, it kind of looks puzzled.
If so,
That
the
is
first one is
not
to
how
save
it
El Terrell.
works.
Okay. Well, regardless, we need your help to save El Terrell.
Of
We don't
course.
have much time.
I can bring the city. We are in Avernus. I can bring the city away. I was forced to bring us here in the first place. I can get us
That's all I
away,
need
but
to
we
hear.
need to destroy the chains that are holding the city. Once it is free, I will bring it out. I need some
That's all I
time
needed
to
to
recover
hear.
my strength.
Right. Well, we'll take care of the chains while you recover your strength, and we can get on out of here when we're ready. And by the way, Zaro might be on the way over here, so I hope you get your strength back pretty soon.
I will try. Thank you, mortals.
And it looks at Zariel with a look of... not Zariel, at Nishida
I was like, whoa.
with a look of recognition.
Nishida.
Oh
You-
yeah, I'm taking out my, like I've got my sword.
Nishida looks back up at this big creature and says,
Do not judge all by their cover, Nacius. A lot has happened while you've been prisoner.
Good. I expect a full report in time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get away from this.
and it moves away from the companion, the orb, and settles kind of half on a rooftop, half in the rubble nearby, wings kind of folded around and just kind of focusing, and you can see its brightness starting to pulse and glow. All right.
Well,
Nearby.
Hope they
you
don't need too much time.
Yeah. Nearby, you hear sounds of battle. You see winged devils and demons flying nearby out over the landscape of Avernus. And at this point, you're not all there, but everyone else who is on the ground, including Velvet, including Felice, including Benkuhm, all of them go, whoa, and go sliding, and quite a lot of the rubble shifts as the whole thing just, all of Elturel ratchets down 10 feet lower on one side, and things begin to slide and shift.
So I turn to Nishida and I say, what binds you? Is it on the ship? Is it on the person?
I have seen it just once. My contract, my sliver of that binds me here, of cloth, is in a small box, engraved with puzzles. It's in an infernal puzzle box. Used to be kept as a prize on the desk of a certain magistrate. Since then, I've not seen it. I assume Zariel has spirited it away somewhere.
Hold on a second. I kind of reach in. I have an infernal puzzle box, right? Is it that?
I believe you do.
Yeah, like
You've never managed to get it open.
I only tried once, and it gave me I failed terribly. It gave me a splitting headache. But it was the one that actually was linked when I got from basically the
From the magistrate's office.
Yeah, but it was also with Nishida, like when we first encountered her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was part of the summoning.
Right.
It was.
It was. And I'm like,
Yep.
Is it? Oh wow! I still have it all this time. I've never tried again. Is it this?
Oh, my God.
You've had it the
Just
whole
open it.
time. I'm gonna grab it.
Well, I'm going to
try to open it.
I'm going to try to open it. You do it again.
You can have
because it's arcane.
advantage as you're both hovering in midair next to this.
I don't know if you
companion.
remembered this, but like I've written this down. I've always had it. I've just never bothered.
So
It gave you
what,
a splitting
what
headache,
check
almost
is
killed
it?
you.
It's arcane.
Gonna have to look that up. Just one second. The infernal puzzle
Arcana?
box is a
Infernal puzzle
cube-shaped
box.
container, 5 to 6 inches on a side, composed of airtight, interlocking parts made of a material found in the Nine Hells, you know as infernal iron. Most of it is. There's also bone and horn and strange. It is used to safeguard diabolical contracts between devils and mortals, or devils. It is. All right.
I'm gonna
So
lay a hand.
it's mundane.
on-
It is not magical. Sorry, go ahead, Henrietta.
I want to lay a hand on Darmita's shoulder. Good luck.
Do it on
Oh, I thought you were
Fenris.
opening it.
I'm
You're giving
helping
advantage.
Fenris.
It's way
You're
cooler
assisting.
if you open
I'm
it,
helping.
but okay.
It's an Arcana check.
Fair
Remember
enough.
Arcana. I'm not Arcana.
Whatever. I'm gonna wish
I'm-
you both
yeah.
luck as I take off and start chopping chains.
Okay.
But
It's
I will
actually
wish you luck, and I will
investigation.
give you a bardic inspiration.
Oh, it's investigation.
It is.
Oh, okay. You go
well,
for
in
it.
that case,
Then go for it. Yes, go for it. I
Cool.
give you advantage.
All
And I will
right.
give you bardic
Um,
inspiration as I go and try and level the
And
playing
that's-
field.
that's a D8.
Yeah, mine's D8 because I'm
all
a
right.
level bard.
Okay. The DC is fairly difficult.
I'm gonna roll that D8.
Roll
I
a
sure
D8.
do.
28.
28?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not 30.
You're shifting and puzzling, and there's ash falling around. You see a chasm age. The rest of you see these two massive Hizrus, and then 4 more just on the opposite end of this. You see a couple of horned devils come in, and they're all battling each other just outside of the High Hall. It's getting crowded here, says Falurie, and after a few seconds, Darmita's like, just a few seconds more. And with a click, and you're like, you've got it. Shit! You were really close. Really close.
I get a headache?
And you wait. Nothing. You need to fail it by 5 or more, so you're okay. You were
Saved
very
you from
close.
taking damage, but it didn't get you to succeed. It's amazing.
What'd you say you had? A 28?
I had a 28.
Probably needed a 30.
What's going on up there?
Can I even see them from down on the ground?
You can see
Probably.
Please, we need help with the puzzle box. Are you good
Yeah.
at investigation?
She's not, but she has a guidance.
All right. So you guys can reconvene. And you
sure.
you wave Henrietta back over. You can get all hands on deck as you all gather below this, below the orb that is hovering.
18. Wait a minute. You rolled an 18 on the die. Cool.
You all kind of gather
Can you do
underneath
this?
the companion. And Darmita's just sweating buckets. Velvet, what are you doing?
You got any inspiration? Load me up with dice, people.
Hang on a minute. Let me go over here.
Did you say you have guidance?
Yeah.
All right.
Won't be enough.
Give guidance.
Yep, you can guide her.
I can give another bardic inspiration if I haven't taken off already.
Yep.
Go for it.
I can bless.
Blesses and skill checks.
That's
Yeah.
guidance is the way to go here.
And they don't stack, so you can't both do guidance.
Do you have a guidance?
No.
But
No.
that's
It's
just
a
like, I mean, you rolled
cantrip.
an 18.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well,
I
you're
have to
really
max
close.
out on everything.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm pretty sure I have the highest investigation of everybody.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Mine's a 0.
Wait a minute.
What?
You have proficiency in investigation?
Oh, yeah.
No intelligence modifier.
This is...
It-
I would argue that this is relevant to your natural terrain, and so you should double your proficiency bonus. That's what I would
That-
say. I could be wrong.
Oh,
That's up to my.
That's rules as written.
Sure, for the next roll.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
All right. You are.
Oh my
you're
god!
guided.
I feel so much
You have
pressure.
inspiration. You have advantage. And as you begin to do this puzzle back, you're back down on the ground, surrounded by your friends. Benkuhm is gonna,
Come on, Darmita. You got this. You got this.
and Lulu leans over and goes, and he gives you this little kiss on the cheek. And just, for luck. And sits back.
Luck point. Use a luck point.
I'm using a luck point. I am. I'm using a luck point. I gotta knock it off here, but I can't. This is too important. So that's another roll.
You can keep trying.
What's
if you
his
have
luck give me?
to. He's gonna give you
That's not
a
allowed.
D6 inspiration,
Really?
as well as your other bardic one.
There it is.
Ooh, there it is. Nat 20.
That was the best luck I ever spent.
There it is. Nat
One.
Amazing.
20.
For a total of.
That's all of us now, right? We each got one.
Yep.
And
No, Velvet hasn't.
So
oh, really? I thought
25
you got
on
one
the
and Darmita
die.
hadn't, but I
So
guess it was the other way
that's
around.
25, 30, 31,
1 for the guidance.
38.
5 for the inspiration from Lulu, and 7 from the inspiration from Henrietta.
That's 38.
And that one. The
And
box
the luck
opens.
point that I spent.
Yep, 2 actually. And the box unfolds into this flat shape, and in the middle, you see several pieces of paper etched on parchment like cloth. You rifle through them and very quickly find, yep, Nishida in a very neat tidy writing, as long as several others, including Magistrate Krieg and a few more.
I'm freeing them all.
Burning
'Cause
them in
we
fire
just-
or destroying them in the sticks is the fastest way to get rid of these.
You sure freezing them and shattering them?
Just fire. Like I can just.
There's literally burning flames.
Yeah, you
all
burning
around
things. Go for it, Darmita. There's burning things all around you.
Yeah. I'm
what are
just
what are the
gonna.
other names though? Are they anything specific?
You. Do an intelligence check.
That counts
There are
me.
several names you don't recognize.
Five. Okay, I just don't recognize. Whatever.
I will give you. You recognize Nishida. You see, like Krieg. You see, Atrun. Yeah, that's all you kind of pick up so far. You see, actually, there's one name there that you're like, wait, what? You see Farah.
Magistrate.
See Farah.
And that one, it's got this.
What?
Yeah.
Farah?
Wow.
She's
These and several
double
others.
agent?
This is where Zariel and the Magistrate had hidden key names that were tying El Terrell to Zariel.
She's a traitor.
You think back to your time when you first met her, and she seemed saddened and broken, self-reflective, and generally... You cut back to this quick remembrance of her in the halls below. She seemed, at the time, oddly sad. And she also carried something with her at all times, jealously.
Book. I can't remember where it was. That was some book.
Sorry, what was that?
It was a book.
There was a book.
At least took some pages from that book.
Yeah, you did. You look at them and you see these names after names of families. Henrietta looks at it over your shoulder as you pull these out, like, wait a minute. And Henrietta sees you, and Henrietta recognizes family names of people who lived in El Terrell, leadership. People in high and low stature have been signing this book, binding themselves to the protection and followership of El Terrell and of the Eye of Pellar.
Right. Which we knew, right? That was
Which you
where
knew.
the whole, like, that's how they got their grip in the first place, yeah.
It is. And you have now
So-
shattered most of it. What do you want to do next? Do you guys need a quick little break? Are you guys good to go, or we can pause now? Pick it up another week? It's up to you.
I need to take the dogs out at minimum.
Okay.
But I know what I'm going to do. I am going to fly as fast as my little booties will take me down to fire source, and I am lighting them all up.
You toss them into the flames
Everything.
behind you. And as they crisp and burn, they resist for a few seconds and then begin to curl and turn to ash. And you hear... And you turn around, and your mother is, like, not flying, but hovering about 1.5 feet off the ground. And then she falls to her knees, and she looks up at you, and she's like... Sorry, pardon?
Henrietta Catcher.
Yeah. Make a deck save.
Sure. If you insist. I got a 9.
You go to catch her, and she thump hits
She
the ground.
crushes you.
Yeah, she's big too. But yeah, you try to catch her. And you kind of get pulled off your feet a little bit, and you're busy trying to hold her up. And as you all look, Nishida looks at you all, and her skin is beginning to crackle and darken. And she looks up at you and she says,
How far away
Daughter.
am I?
I didn't think it was
Right.
possible. But you've done it. I am sorry that I won't be able to stand with you in the end. But no. You and your friends have made all the difference. You've set us free. Thank you.
How long has she been dead?
I would venture to guess 70, 80 years.
Thank you. I'm going to resurrect her.
That's going to take some time.
I'll do it.
You grab her hand, and the rest of her begins to turn to ash. And she's locked eyes with Darmita. And Benkuhm bends down and says,
I'm sorry I didn't get to kill you again. It was an honor.
and she
Yeah,
looks up at
that's him.
Benkuhm and whispers,
You take care of her when I can't.
and Velvet, I need you to do a medicine check in a hurry. Oh, 21. You need to preserve part of her body. Most of it is turning to ash, but if you can sever something off before it ashes, you might be able to use
Isn't-
that for resurrection.
Isn't she undead?
You spare the dying.
Yes.
No, that.
Sorry, guys. Is she undead or not undead?
She is undead.
Then it won't work. Resurrection doesn't work on undead.
Rules is written, but let's see what happens.
But she's undead for
He was
the time when she died to begin with, and that was less than 100 years.
yeah.
So if you still have the body,
Mm.
it might work. All right,
Might work.
Velvet,
I will-
thinking quickly, pulls
I will
out a
try
dagger.
and get her heart. I
All
will
right.
try to get a hold of her heart.
Oh, reach in there and grab
Yep.
it.
Yes.
Go ahead and do a melee attack. You shift half to wolf form again. Just...
Melee attack for what? Just a D20?
Yep. Not too high.
I got an 11, but I don't know what I add to it.
You're going to be adding something like 10, give or take. What's your strength?
My strength is
It would be the same as your bite attack.
15.
Okay.
It's +2.
Plus
So
2,
it's-
plus proficiency, so that's going to be +4. That brings it up to 15, if I did the count right.
17. Yep.
17. All right. So your claws just tearing through the brittle front, and after pulling apart some of her armor plates, you pull out this blackened heart, and the tendrils of it are still together, and Nishida gasps. And as that happens, the necrotic rot begins to go past her face, and the last thing you see, still alight, are her eyes, but they don't seem so dark or twisted anymore. And she stares at Darmita at the end and gives a look.
It's all right. It's all right.
Velvet wraps something in a piece of cloth and tucks it away safe for later.
Yes.
And that's what a neutral evil cleric works. I can help you.
I-
Let me tear your heart out.
I have a reason for this.
All right. Okay, we're gonna take a little break. And it is getting late, so if you guys want to
Yeah,
pick us
that
up
could
next
just
time,
be the end. Yeah.
that might be a good time to pause. And as you look out over the burning landscape, the Planetar is still kind of hunkered down in the corner, and you can then hear in the distance hear that demonic cry. You also hear this
Excuse you?
strange. Do a perception check, everybody. We'll see what you notice.
Henriette has been trying to not, interfere in this moment between Nishida and Darmita when she's given.
What are we doing? A perception?
Perception.
Yeah, I failed. I only got a 12.
It's okay. You're busy tearing her heart out.
Yeah.
If she has time,
I'm
says
busy
something
watching
to-
you do it.
Yeah.
23.
She says something to
Benkuhm saw it, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Nishida along the lines of, "You've done well. You can rest now. I'll be sure to watch over Darmita. You have my word."
Falurie
She manages just
Also
before she
has-
disappears. She gets a look at Henrietta and
has a
slight
great
smile.
perception.
And then, all right. So most people are very distracted by what's
So
going on. Gordon,
Police not at all.
Yeah, police
He's not
is-
involved in this.
looking around. Even Fenris gets a good look around. Benkuhm as well as he's standing watch. Benkuhm kind of taps you all on the taps somebody on the shoulder. Fenris first. And he points, and you can notice, you hear many devils and demons fighting just south of the main wall. And he points to the iron gate you once passed through to get in here. And he points over there, and you can see shapes of dozens and dozens of devils. Their backs to you, almost like a crowd gathered around. And you see a few demons as well zipping by. You see Casimir that's quickly brought down by a couple of horned devils. So there is still battle going on, but there's a lot of bearded devils, ice devils, all kinds of things ringing around in the main plaza just outside of the high hall. There's an assembly, a horde of devils, and they're watching something. And you see
We don't happen to see that big guy, do we? The one that was chasing us?
Unfortunately, you didn't.
you
hear-
didn't see anything.
Yeah, you didn't see Jack. You were busy pulling out a heart. But Felice picks up the distinct roar of the creature that you had fled just as you teleport. And Benkuhm,
That's making good time.
it is. And Benkuhm, it's not immediately nearby, that creature, but you can tell it's within the vicinity. You can hear it above the regular din. And Benkuhm points and looks out there and he goes, wait, actually, was Benkuhm even with you at that point? No, he wouldn't have been.
Well, Fenris got a 23, I think.
Fenris got a 23. You see
Where was Benkuhm?
a
Fenris
flash
also
of,
got a 23.
Fenris also got a 23. You see a flash of light for a second, and you hear this sounds of battle, and you hear this roar, like... And then you hear a voice call back.
It's mine. Leave it to me.
A familiar voice you've heard in a dream. And you look out, and you can you think you see above, in the center of this throng. You see something. But you may see Zariel, maybe. You get a glimpse of something. But then towering over her, you see the massive shape of a bulbous, similar to a giant, the demon lord Kastash, crying out,
Zariel, I come for my hammer. I will take it off your corpse.
Take it if you can. Come. I will defeat you again.
They seem to be about 300 feet away.
That's where we cut.
And does it look like it'll take them about 8 hours to fight?
It'll take about a week, maybe. I think about a week. Yeah.
We only need, you know, about a day. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. What kind of epic battle would it be when your heroes aren't depleted of most everything they have?
Yeah.
It's what we do. It's what
What's
we
the
do.
point otherwise?
I mean,
All
We
right.
still have one. We still have an objective to do. Also, the
You do?
chains.
oh yeah, we have to. Yeah.
I can't help.
Oh. No. That's probably where Benkuhm went, was to deal with chains.
Yeah. Well, you guys can figure that out as this becomes... You see Kustosh leap off of a building on which it was basically climbed up onto. Leap off. And you see Zariel pull out this massive maul and just line up like a baseball bat. And they just meet as this massive demon leaps towards her and the hammer swings upward to meet it right in the face. And smash cut.
Yeah. Ends like a trailer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right on.
Cool.
Right on.
Good game, everybody.
I wasn't sure if this was going to be the end, but we're definitely getting real damn close.
I think like the next one's probably it.
It has to be.
I think
Has to
so.
be.
It's gonna be the fight, basically.
Yeah, like we've just freed the Planetar. It's gonna get us out of here. There's a big fight.
Oh,
I don't know where
okay.
Haruman is. But...
There is a couple of things. Hold up.
No. You
There's
really like
something
that.
we kind of skipped over. The Planetar was thankful. There is a benefit to releasing it. So let me find that.
Oh. I mean, it could happen at the start of next time.
So do we get 3 wishes after all?
That'd
I
be
told
awesome.
you, it's not that kind of.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't make us rub your belly.
The other planar being gave
But
me a
it's been
wish.
70
Come on.
years. I want a belly rub.
Nasius.
Yeah, rub your head and pat your belly.
Yeah.
Lower.
All right, I'm going to stop now.
Oh.
Dream on.
All right, it's in here somewhere. It is in here somewhere.
I feel
I'll
like
look
that's the
that up.
start of next time. We
Yeah,
don't need it
we'll
now.
figure that out next week. All right.
Okay.
Thanks very much, everybody. We did not battle, but you did do a lot.
No.
No, I think it's
We did what Darmita wanted to do.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny?
And
I totally forgot you'd been carrying that damn puzzle the whole time.
Yeah. I didn't know
Really?
those
That's
contracts in
amazing.
there.
Good job, Fenris.
That's so funny. I had
is kinda
assumed
funny.
that, like, you knew that, Todd, and you were like, you know what? I just want to fast forward this. What's a thing you have on you?
Nope. This is
Nope.
Nope. This is
Oh,
that's
so
where it was.
funny.
wow.
It's amazing.
Now,
So we've had it the
I mean, it
whole
was
time.
hard.
it
Yeah,
might
was a
not have
DC
been
30.
Nishida's.
Yeah.
DC 30. I probably modified that, but yeah, it's a thing.
It's kind of poetic. It really was actually a box I picked up when we first fought Nishida.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that kind of
It
makes
is.
sense because they were summoning her. So
Yeah, 'cause they were
how
summoning
better
her.
to summon her?
Yeah.
Contract.
All right, so we're gonna need a name, internet, or you guys. We need a name for tonight's episode. Also,
Yeah, it
we
wasn't
can
Ocean
vote for MVP.
666.
if
We
you
didn't
It
do
wasn't. Yeah, no. There
I
was
got
no
one.
Ocean 666 to it.
All hell broke loose.
want. That's pretty good. I'm liking that.
Have we had that one before?
I
that.
don't
I
think we
so,
have.
right? I don't know.
Have we?
We've had so many
It's one
hell
of those,
puns.
like, there's so many hell puns. They all wear
the
thin.
hell puns.
Well, considering that big guy just came out of nowhere on us, that was all hell breaking loose right there.
All celestial breaking loose. Yeah. Anybody who's watching, you're more than welcome to suggest. I think I kind of like all hell break loose.
I think we've used it.
Just in case we have, let's see.
Oh,
Let's
part
workshop
two.
something else.
Part two. Perfect.
Part two.
The hellier.
That's misleading.
The helliest.
I'm supposed to watch these two in a row and back to back? What is that?
Just in case it is
One's
taken
like-
already, any other suggestions?
Not from me.
Something about
I
the
get by
companion.
with a little hell from my friends. They did get by with a little help from their friends. Like, that 30 would not have happened.
Yes, Yalfin's in the audience.
Yeah.
Get
Of
by.
course.
Yep, Yalfin, thank you. Thank you very much. Always. As always. Also, Internet, don't forget to tune in either after the fact or live on Thursdays. We have a podcast. We have YouTube playlist if you want to catch up on anything we do. We're on Podbean. We're on iTunes. We're on all kinds of stuff. So if you like listening to your podcasts of D&D games, just like I'm super addicted to all kinds of them. So please feel free to check that out. All of our stuff is there all the way back from episode 1 and onwards. And we are morally ambiguous, clearly. And we are happy you could join us. Very much shout out for all the people making suggestions live. Thank you, Yalfin. And thanks for joining us, Kudnai and all of you very much. And Archie there. Not Archibald, but Archie the dog.
Actually, they're both here because it's about
It's time.
40 minutes after their break time.
Oh yeah, they gotta.
Yeah.
so
they
they're
gotta go.
both like on me.
Yeah. So
Mom,
thanks
I
very
gotta
much,
go.
everybody, and we will see you next week with what very well could be the finale.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody. Take care of
Same
yourselves.
time, same bat channel.
Exactly. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and be good. Roll some dice, and good luck. I think everybody got the 20s tonight. Night of the living 20s. All right. Good night.
Did I finally get one?
I think you did. Didn't you get a 20?
Listen to SideQuest Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. We try to record all of our games as much as possible, whether that's Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowrun or another. Say that again, tabletop Darcy. I like that. Just a quick side note about all the licenses and copyrights involved. Our music is all Creative Commons attribution music on our live stream video feed or YouTube replay or Twitch VOD. We always attribute each individual artist, so be sure to check out those individual artist attributions. Lots of love to so many people who make their work available so that we can do what we do. So thank you. It influences our game. It makes it immeasurably better. So much appreciation for them. Let's not forget the makers of the games. Dungeons and Dragons is copywritten by Wizards of the Coast. They own it. They make it available to all of us to play, and it's wonderful. We are in no way affiliated with them, and nor do they endorse this podcast, but we are very appreciative. The other game we often play is Shadowrun, which is Catalyst Games, and again, we are not affiliated with them, and they do not endorse us, but we really appreciate their game, and we hope you appreciate our game. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitch and YouTube, and watch for those live games once we're streaming them out. And of course, we do accept suggestions for names, so please hit us up on Instagram and name our stuff. All right, thanks so much. I'm Todd, and this has been SideQuest Live. We'll see you again soon.